เข้าใจนะพยายามน้อยฮะไม่ต้องสนทนาธรรมอีกนะป่าชามีเยอะๆนะในโลกนี้ก็มันเกิดมากี่ครั้งกี่หนแล้วในโลกนี้อันเดียว
ก็5 ชั่วโมงจบแล้วเจ้าค่ะ
5 ชั่วโมงเสร็จแล้วเดี๋ยวนี้จะเพิ่มอีกแล้วจะเพิ่มอีกอย่างน้อย4 ชั่วโมงนะในตอนเช้าก็ก่อนฉันอาหารก่อนกินอาหารนะก็2 ชั่วโมงI mean, the monks are not allowed in the rains retreat, to travel here and travel there. I mean, that they are confined to the monastery. I mean, they take the vow, for the rains retreat to stay at one monastery. And after the rains retreat, the prohibition is lifted, and they can travel, go to different places and practice. For us, nothing really changes. I mean, during the rain retreat, we have one of the Bhutangas, one of the ascetic practices. That means, we eat only that what we get in our bowl on Bindapa. We don't eat, the food, that is given to the monastery afterwards. But that is the only thing that changes for us. I mean, we still practice the same way as in the rain retreat. Walking, walking meditation, sitting meditation. So, for us, for most of us, it doesn't really matter if we are in the right retreat or not. I mean, we practice for the one and only goal, to get out of samsara. The endless cycle of birth and death. How often have you died? Only alone in this world. Not thinking about the other world, that we have been on. I mean, if we could remember, we could probably visit our graves, all over the world. So often have we died. And we have been born again and die again, and born. We will do that unless, we will do that forever, unless, we find a way out. That is, that's why we're here, why we are gathered here, why some of us become monks, others are later. We are gathered here, to find a way out, through Sila, Samadhi and Panya, the fourth noble truth. Sometimes, of course, we lack some motivation, because the onslaught of the kilesas is too strong. Then we have to find, we have to find a remedy to get back our motivation. I mean, one of the best ways, is, to see the dukkha, the first noble truth in our life. I don't like this, I don't like that, I'm not happy about this, I'm not happy about that, I'm bored, I don't know what to do with my life, and so that's all dukkha. But we don't realize it, and that's why we should investigate dukkha. The more and clearer we understand the dukkha in our life, not only the dukkha of the body, everybody knows the dukkha of the body. I mean, being hungry is the dukkha of the body, being thirsty, needing to go to the toilet, being tired, that's all dukkha of the body, and or if we get sick, it's the dukkha of the body. But the dukkha of the heart is much more. And the dukkha of the heart is that what we can cure, with the path that we go, of sila, samadhi, and panya. The 5 precepts, when we are here in the monastery, the 8 precepts, and then train samadhi, and that is difficult. Train samadhi, keeping the mind focused on one object, be it the Buddha or be it the breath. Knowing this object, constantly being on this object of the Buddha or the breath. How is the breath at this moment? Is it the in-breath, is it the out-breath, is it long, is it short, is it deep, or is it shallow? And the same with the Buddha, is it at the beginning, is it end, is it fast, is it slow, is it deep, or is it shallow? Knowing about, the object that we observe. For us here in this monastery, it is very fortunate that we are here in the forest. We can observe all the animals. We can observe, the squirrels. We can observe the ants. We can observe the birds, that are here. We don't need, to think about what they are doing. We observe and we know. Very simple. That's the same way we should observe our breath. Or observe the Buddha. We observe the Buddha and we know how the Buddha is. We observe the breath and we know how the breath is. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it beginning? Is it in the middle? Or is it towards the end? Is it changing from in-breath to out-breath or out-breath to in-breath? That is what is called, knowing the knowing nature of the chitta. Or sati. We have to develop sati. Most people, who take up meditation in the West, they only want to get calm. And once the mind gets calm, through constantly redirecting the mind towards the object, be the Buddha or the breath, then they get calm and then they try to stay with the calmness, with the feeling of calmness. And they don't try to develop the sati, the knowingness about the object that they observe. That's why they don't get any further in their practice. And the sati we do need, we need the power of knowing what is going on in order to use wisdom, to investigate the things, that bother us. Where is this coming from? How does hate feel like? How does lust feel like? How does these things, how is pain feel like? We don't know. We label it pain and that's it for us, and we don't want it, And the other things, some of the things we want, we make a label on the feelings, yes, nice, and then we want it, want more of it, or we don't like it, and we want to get rid of it, We don't really understand the feeling, We don't understand how does it feel pain, And where exactly is this pain? When we sit in meditation, investigation of pain, what is pain? Oh, there's pain, I want to get up. That is not investigation. Investigation is accepting pain, feeling the pain, feeling the feeling, feeling the pain. No, okay, there's pain. Where exactly is the pain located? Is it in the skin? Is it in the tendons? Is it in the muscles? Is it in the flesh? Is it in the bones? Where is it? And if you do that, you can't find it. And when you come close, to understand what the nature of pain is, then it moves to a different part. And then you do the same thing. You go to this part, do the same kind of investigation. Okay, there's pain. First, we accept the pain, then we look. Then we look, where the pain is, and then if we can't find it, then move to the next place, until it shows us where it originally comes from. Then we understand, that it is pain. Of course, we can think about it, but thinking has never solved any of our problems. If I think I don't want dukkha, does it mean I don't have dukkha? If I think I understand what dukkha is, this is so much dukkha. You think, it doesn't solve the problem. The dukkha still comes. We have to investigate why is the dukkha coming. What is the cause for the dukkha coming? What is the cause for our boredom? What is the cause for our laziness? What is the cause for this? This is what we have to investigate. with feeling, and we have to investigate what is the Buddha, what is so nice about this body, yeah? I mean, we have it since birth, until we are dying, and then we want another body. So, I mean, what is our attachment to the body? Why do we like this body? Why do we love it so much? Huh? Why do 99% of the population, of this world, I mean, only looks after this body? Constantly worry about this body, yeah? Constantly feeding the body, housing the body, clothing the body, and finding medicine, or finding doctors, to solve the problems of the body. Why are we so attached to this body? What is this body? What is the nature of this body? We should have to investigate it. What is the nature of this body? Nobody knows, yeah? Because we see only the outside, we see a thin film, of the skin. What is underneath the skin? Huh? I mean, if we take the skin off, how does it look like? Do we still like this body? When we take off the skin? Everybody looks the same. Yeah? No matter what, yeah? I mean, there is flesh, there is tendons, there is bones, and so on, yeah? There are organs and so on, yeah? But we don't want to see it, yeah? When we look in the mirror, we want to see our hair, we want to see the face, we want to see, the eyelids or eyes, nose, and everything, yeah? But if there's no skin, we don't want to see it. And if we dig deeper, if we take out all these things, and see, what is it, I mean, when we take out all these organs, what is it? What is the body? Yeah? Why are we attached to these things? Yeah? We worry about it, we constantly, I mean, plan, we plan what we're going to do with the body. Next year I do this, next week I do this, next month I do this, I go here and go there, I mean, wherever we go, we meet the same problems, yeah? We meet ourselves, yeah? The problems that are in our heart. If we see something new, I mean, maybe the problems are suppressed for a moment, because we see something new. That is our normal, that is our normal reaction. We see something that is unpleasant, so we look the other side and look for something that is pleasant. Because we don't want to see the unpleasant. We don't want to see the loathsomeness of this body. The moment we unravel, we unravel the body, I mean, we open it up, and then we see, I mean, it's full of disgust, yeah? You don't have to make a body, disgusting, it's just disgusting. I mean, think about the nice food, that they put in the mouth, yeah? The moment it comes out of the body, we don't like to look at it. So whatever this body, gets in touch with or gets into it, I mean, we don't want to see the outcome of it. This body turns everything. It's like a chemical factory that turns everything that is nice, beautiful, yeah, and delicious into something that is disgusting. Yeah? Look at the sweat. Look at saliva. I mean, that is in your mouth. Yeah? The moment it comes out, we are disgusted. Yeah? The moment the shit comes out, we are disgusted. Yeah? We don't like to see it. Yeah? We want to flush it down and not even think about it. The sweat that comes out of the body, we don't want to smell it. Yeah? Everything that comes out of the body, we don't want to see. Yeah? But everything that goes on or into the body, we love so much. Yeah? We don't realize that this, is just this body is just a biological robot that turns everything, that is nice and beautiful and something that is disgusting. So why are we attached to this body? I mean, the body is useful for us, as meditators, as practitioners, I mean, to find a way out, because first we have to get this illusion about, about this body, what this body can do. The body can do a lot of things, but what is it, yeah? In the end, when we die, all the things that we have done with this body are gone. And we have to do it again and again and again. Yeah? Whatever company, whatever company we created, whatever invention we created, whatever thoughts we had, I mean, it's gone the moment we die, and next life we have to do it again and again and again. Yeah? I mean, we have to study again, yeah? To become a doctor or to become an engineer. Yeah, next life it will be easier, if we take up the same kind of profession. I mean, if I become an engineer in this life and the next life the same kind of engineer, I mean, then it's easier to pick it up. Yeah? Just like a language that you once learned, it's easier to pick it up, even after a while, yeah? As if you have never learned. So, what is our attachment to this body? Why do we love it so much? Huh? Why don't we see, why don't we realize, I mean, the true nature of the body, our attachment to the body, and especially the attachment that we think we and the body are one and the same thing. It's foolish. Yeah? When we look, at the teachings of the Lord Buddha, what did he say? There are 5 khandhas. Yeah? What are the 5 khandhas? It's a body, it's feeling, it's memory and association, it's thinking and consciousness. Nobody's, I mean, he didn't say, that the chitta is part of the khandha. No, the chitta is the owner of the khandha. Yeah? And is attached to the khandhas because within the chitta are the kilesas who are attached to all these 5 khandhas. They love to think, they love to memorize, and they love to feel, and they love, and they love this body. So we have to investigate these 5 khandhas, and the first khandha that we investigate is the investigation of the body, our attachment to the body, and our belief that we are the body. It's the 3rd fetter or the 2nd fetter, that keeps us bound, to the realms of birth and death. This body, that's what we constantly worry about. This body, is one of the fetters that keeps us bound to the realm of death and birth. Yeah? And as long as we don't understand that the body is a body and the chitta is a chitta, I mean, we will be born and die, and born and die again and again, and we will never find a way out of samsara. Okay? Understood? Huh? Get your thinking up, get your act together, I mean, don't use the time that you are here as a monk, or as a lay person, just to sleep, and rest, I mean, when you wake up, when you die and wake up, and you suddenly find yourself in hell, that wasn't a good sleep, yeah? Use this time wisely, to practice as much as you can, and even a little bit more. Yeah? You can always do a little bit more. I mean, when we sit in samadhi, I mean, when we follow the breath, or when we observe the breath, oh, it's so difficult. I can always do one more breath. That is very easy. Just observing one more breath. Or I can always do one more Buddha. There's no problem. But we always think about, it's so long now, so long. Yeah? But we always can do one thing. Always one more Buddha. And after this Buddha, one more Buddha. Yeah? And if you don't think about time, I mean, the time will run by itself, and suddenly we sit for 2, 3, or 4, 5 hours, yeah? Oh, wow, yeah? Because we have put our attention on the Buddha, yeah? And everything else, I mean, time and space, I mean, just disappears, from our awareness. Yeah? We are aware of the Buddha, and it leads us into samadhi, And the samadhi is something, I mean, that is what we are actually looking for the happiness or peacefulness of the samadhi. Yeah? Okay? Yeah? So, if you have some questions. Are there some questions from the Vietnamese, huh? You like it here? Is it okay?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
It's okay. Yeah, it's a little bit tough, huh? Huh? Not easy, yeah? Huh? เข้าใจแล้วนิดหน่อยไม่ใช่ง่ายที่ทำใจสงบ Lou, you understand English, oh?
Yes.
Okay, so it looks like a lot of questions.
Just very two questions. My question relates to a previous one. How to deal with upcoming emotions like anger and aggression when encountering other people, especially when people come close to me. I try to follow your advice and try to investigate what views or ideas lie behind these emotions. The problem is, on the one hand, I got some answers, but they seem to be only thoughts or ideas which views may provoke this emotions and reactions. But these thoughts or ideas seem to be of no use because my heart doesn't understand or doesn't want to understand. Seems to be totally blocked, doesn't even want to look at these unskillful reactions and situations. So I don't know what to do. Most of the time it helps to calm down by doing Buddha, so I don't react so angrily. But if things happen unexpectedly, I still react very aggressively because the emotions come up so fast. Any advice how to open the heart and convince it to look at those situations, or do I have to be patient and just go and show my heart with unskillful reactions until someday it will understand?
Yeah, that is exactly you gave his own answer. Yes, being patient. Every day looking at the situation. Show the heart. Do you see the dukkha? Yeah? And the heart says, no, I don't want to see the dukkha. And then you say, do you see the dukkha? I mean, you don't feel very happy about it. And I mean, calm yourself down with the Buddha, you know, when you see the emotion comes up there. And then in the daily reflection, look at it, you know, what came before. I mean, it is mostly a self-view, yeah? I mean, a wrong view that we have about something, yeah? Or somebody, you know, I mean, that triggers our anger because we don't want to be corrected. And not wanting to be corrected is also the way of the heart not wanting to see, yeah? I mean, the moment the heart sees it, let go of it, yeah? It automatically lets go of it, yeah? I mean, if it sees there is a wrong view, you know, I mean, the moment it completely understands, yeah, this is a wrong view, you know, it lets go of it. Yeah? So we have to put the nose, yeah? Like I train, you know, I like to train one of my dogs who all constantly shits around its own place, yeah? Put in the nose into the shit so that it slowly understands that is not the place you want to shit, yeah? So we put the nose, you know, always, you know, put it there, and you see it, you know, and the heart will react for a long time, you know, no, I don't want to see it, no, I don't want to see it. You know? So we put the nose, you know, we put the heart there, okay, try to open the heart, you know, you see it, you know, I mean, it's unskillful, it's hurtful, you know, it's not good. But you know, be patient, you know, and whatever is said, yeah, you know, always look at it. Okay, second question. Yeah.
I was in a Goenka retreat and after don't feel any results, I get so angry and think and ask myself, can I reach samadhi maybe? I did the Buddha until all the images in the mind get calm and the focus only on the breath. Listening, I go into discourse and for intuition doing a strong abdominal breath with not controlled exhalation until it's full and exhalation in a natural rhythm. I don't understand, so I just...
Yeah, okay, go on. Reading what is this actual question, yeah? I mean, yes, I mean, some people teach, you know, watching, observing, you know, the rise of the abdominal, the lower abdomen.
So maybe you did the Buddha, maybe you did that.
Yeah.
Then I reach a state of happiness and all my body feel like only one piece with no pain. My brain was able to hear but not to judge. And after nearly 1 hour I left that state and I feel like inspired in all my body, very light, and my breath becomes soon pink and in my a lot of happiness. Then I saw like white shiny needles and feel like I can move my energy with the needle. Was that the third or fourth jhana?
No, certainly not. But it might have been the first jhana. It might have been, but I'm not clearly, understand. I mean, if it lasted, if you felt, if it lasted even after, samadhi, it could have been the first jhana. It can last, a long time, a few hours, or a few days. But, it is not important, because, you have to develop the subtle, the knowingness, and then you do the investigation. You should do the daily reflection. That shows one, the dukkha in our life. Without first know the truth, there's no emphasis for us, to overcome dukkha, or to find the way out of it. Okay?
He also says he never reached that again.
Of course, because he's expecting it. That is the biggest trouble every meditator. The first, no matter if it is samadhi, no matter if it is samadhi, or if it is the first jhana, we are always constantly looking for this experience, instead of looking for the Buddha. Yeah. So you should go back to the Buddha, or should go back to the breath. That is the way to reach this state again. Yeah? And if he does his work, and just knowing that every one of us, who has reached a state, makes the same mistake. Instead of doing our work, we look for the results of our work. Yeah? But without our work, we don't get the results. Yeah? Okay? Okay? Yeah? Questions? When are you leaving? Tomorrow or what?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay? Yeah. มีคำถามไหมไม่มียกเนี่ยภาวนานะเดินจนความนั่งสมาธิไม่ใช่นอนนั่นเดียวโอเคstop
do something or something else.
Yeah, investigate it so that, you keep it around here, so I thought you checked it out.
I did, but you didn't touch it up.
No, I didn't touch it.
So it should not change.